Hi, this is Mike Ray, and I'll be your son or daughter's AP Psychology teacher this semester. We're just going to go through a real quick video about some of the expectations that you will find for AP Psychology class. Now, I will be sending home a letter that will touch base with some of this information, and after you read it, there will kind of be a checklist for you and your son or daughter to kind of go over with together. It'll look something like this. Our goal is just to make sure that you, your son or daughter, or student, and myself are all kind of on the same page to make this class a really useful tool for your student, and hopefully they'll be successful on the AP test. But our goal is to have them learn as much as they can and to become a better scholar so they're better ready for college. So we'll talk about some of these things quickly in the syllabus, but one of the things I want to make sure you guys are aware of is the rigor and requirements of this class. It is a college preparatory class. It is supposed to kind of take the place of Introductory to Psychology in college that a lot of students take as freshmen or sophomores, and it is a weed-out class. So it is a pretty tough class. Ask any college student who has taken it at the UW or one of the other in-state schools. It is a very fast-paced, difficult class, and there's a lot of new material, a lot of new vocabulary. So we do expect students to work hard, to stay up to date, to be able to ask questions and see the teacher if they need help or assistance. We're going to have students take Cornell notes. If you see over there, it's an active note-taking process that has been shown to enhance a student's understanding and learning of material. So we'll go over some of that stuff in a minute. So let's take a look at the syllabus. If we can pull that up here. Just a couple quick highlights. One is, as you go over this with your son or daughter, just take a look at the course description and some of the materials we use here, what our AP book is. And I also have some suggestions that past students have demonstrated who've been very successful, who've gotten 5s on the AP test or 3s and 4s, and they did very well in college. And number one is you've got to be present in class, and that doesn't mean just your body. That means your mind as well. You really have to be, you'll learn so much more if you come in with a purpose in mind, and that purpose is to learn the principles of psychology, how we do research in psychology, some of the different subtopics, schools of thought, anything from the brain to what motivates us, how our memory works, how do we learn, disorders, and there's just a plethora really of subtopics that we're going to go through. So our number one goal is to learn as much as we can. So be prepared every day. Certainly it's going to take some sacrifice on your part, but the payback is going to be priceless. You're going to be ready for college. We hear from a lot of students that first or second year college, and they're so happy they took AP courses, that they took AP Psychology because it really prepared them to be organized, to be ready for that type of academic rigor. So one of the things I really want you to note in your syllabus is the notebook. This is a daily habit for scholars. We're really going to emphasize our notebook. We're going to take dated notes. We're going to take Cornell notes. I will hand out all of our notes, all of our worksheets, all of our activity sheets in packets at the beginning of each unit, vocabulary sheets, and they're going to have to keep these and their additional notes and quizzes and so forth in their binder in an organized, dated fashion, and I will grade that. In addition, there will be some videos where under assignments and exams, some units, many videos, some units, few videos, but I will set up, I have a YouTube page already. There's about 40 videos in there related to psychology and various aspects of some of the material that we'll cover. And sometimes I'll assign that overnight for the student to either in school or at home, get on the internet, watch that probably 8 to 12-minute video on a particular topic. For example, it might be depth perception, monocular and binocular cues, and they'll have to take Cornell notes on that video. That video will take the place of a lecture in class, so when your student comes back to class the next day, I will expect that everybody has at least covered the main points and topics, and also have read about the materials, so we can do hands-on activities in class. We can do some group activities, some extended learning activities, and some deeper thinking activities. So that's going to be new for some students and not new for others. In addition, I expect students to master material, which means not thinking is not an option. So I will require this semester students to achieve at least a 70% on unit assessments, and homework assignments need to be completed when they're due. And if not, I'm going to require academic detentions, and I'll send this sheet home, or it'll be up on Edmodo for you to access probably in a few days. And that academic detention is not punitive. It is intended for them to be successful in class. So if there's an assignment due, Cornell notes, for example, on Wednesday morning, they're not finished when I check those notes for a point, then I will expect them to come in either at lunch or after school or before school the next morning, spend 30 minutes with me finishing that assignment and completing the assignment, or doing test corrections so they can maintain at least a 70%. And I'll talk about that a little bit on the back to school night, but you can see down here what it means. If you skip those lunch detentions, I will contact parents, I will contact counselor, I will contact administrator, and I will contact coaches or extracurricular advisors so they know that their participant might be missing an evening. So we really want students to be successful, okay? And that's about it. As I roll through the syllabus, I do have some descriptions about what scholars really do. We're going to expect students to, if they miss a day, test is Thursday, they're not here and they're here Friday, they're going to take that test on Friday because they should have been ready on Thursday. I will use an Edmodo system this year, which is kind of a form of academic. I can't find it here in the syllabus, but it is kind of an academic Facebook, and I will put all the notes, all the handouts, all the activities, all the videos that we watch in class up on Edmodo, which is a social academic site, and I will give parents a code to get on this as well so they can follow along, and I'll probably do that after the first week or so. So check for Edmodo. The students should be, if they're absent, they can go to Edmodo and pretty much follow along with what we did in class and what the expectations are. So if they're absent, I understand if they're really sick, we don't want them doing schoolwork, but if they have a cold or they have a headache, or they're really tired, or they had an appointment and they're not going back to school, or they missed because of an appointment or an athletic contest, for example, they can go to Edmodo and find out what we did in class and not fall behind. Very important. I also included in the syllabus, as you look down through that, all the unit objectives. This is straight from the AP College Board, and as your son or daughter or your student follows along and looks at these for each unit, you should be able to answer these questions or should be able to complete those tasks. And you can kind of take a look at the Cornell note-taking system and what is expected of them at the end of the syllabus. So that's about it. We do have back to school night. I believe it's the 12th of September. It's in your letter. I have to check on that. I put that in. It is the 15th. I'm sorry, September 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. So I hope to see you there. Thanks for your time. And there are a couple of forms that you'll have to sign with your student. That means you went over this together and you don't have any questions. If you have some questions, email or contact me. Thanks a lot.